Many types of berries grow in Montana. Haskell's, also known as honeyberries, black and red currants, aronia berries, dwarf sour cherries, saskatoons. The first thing you want to do is to be successful as a grower. And with regard to that, you want to pick a good location. You want to determine that your soil is compatible with what you're trying to grow. So you're going to look at your soil composition, your pH, the available moisture. Also, if you have added water that for your plants, when they get big. You're going to want to water with drip irrigation, so that has to be available to you. We have some growers who question where they can grow, and if they don't have power available or if they don't have water available, it's going to be difficult to get their orchard off the ground. Before you start your fruit orchard, you're going to need to worry about pests, and your largest pests are going to be, depending on where you are, deer or bear are going to eat your fruit, and for certain birds. You also might have a problem with rodents, small rodents or voles. So you can protect your plants from deer and from bears by putting up an 8-foot fence and probably electrified fence. And to prevent your fruit from being eaten by birds, you're going to want to install a net.
Especially for small-scale producers, it is critical to protect those berries from the birds. And if you have a smaller operation, the birds will eat almost the entirety of your crop before you even get to it. So behind me, you see this aqua blue netting. That's about 2 acres of bird netting that we use here at the MSU Western Ag Research Center to protect our berry plots from those birds. This is one example of a bird exclosure system. It's a smart net system that is great for a diversified berry farm where you've got a lot of things that are going to be ripe at different times. It runs about $3,500 an acre. For about half as much, you can use an over-the-row bird netting where you're just draping the net over a wire in the row or just right over the plant, and you would take that netting up right when you're getting ready to harvest, which works better for a larger scale and less diversified operation.
When you're spraying for pests of the insect variety or of the fungal variety, you want to wait until you see the first signs arrive and then spray at that time, because that's when your sprays are going to be most effective. And there are sprays available for organic producers as well as conventional producers. So the next thing you're going to have to worry about is your fruit. It takes about 3 to 4 years before your plants start bearing fruit, and that is where you're starting to think about money. And the only way that you're going to make money on your operation is if you get that fruit harvested and to market. So before you ever put a plant in the ground, the very first thing that you should be thinking about is a business plan. A good business plan is going to help you identify, is my location good? Is my soil good? Are my plants suited for what I believe my market will be? Really, as soon as you even plan on growing, you need to start identifying your markets. And some of those, the economic development centers, are probably your biggest resource for that. As soon as you have a project, before you ever begin to implement it, you should start doing your research and figuring out how to connect your dreams with the dreams of someone else. Value-added product producers are a really creative lot, and so they're already creating jams, jellies, syrups, wines, beers, kombucha, dried fruits, fruit leather. So really the sky is the limit. We currently don't have an open market for the fruit. People are marketing through CSAs and farmers markets, which is fine, but if you're going to have a larger commercial operation, you're going to have to know, how do I treat that fruit? The fresh fruit market can be anywhere from $10 to $13 a pound and $5 to $8 a pound for certain processors. When you get into beer and wine, you may only make 80 cents to $2 a pound. So you really have to consider, what is your primary market in order for you to pay off your operation. Diversity in anything makes a farm more resilient, either to crop failure or a market downturn. So there's many different markets for fruits, both fresh and processed, and so that can help the agriculture economy. Growers employ people, processors employ more people, marketers employ people, and Montana products are really, really attractive to tourists, which is our second industry. So as a whole, berries can really contribute to the Montana economy.